to this videos? If we make 5,000 likes to this video, we will upload more patriotic news. Thank you. Chuck Norris just roundhouse kicked Mitch McConnell with what he just did. Jeff Sessions' Senate seat is up for grabs in Alabama and it's a heated race. There are three major candidates, one being a McConnell-backed establishment Republican, Luther Strange, and two who have shown a strong loyalty to President Trump, Roy Moore and Mo Brooks. According to a poll provided exclusively to Breitbart News, Roy Moore, a controversial former state Supreme Court justice, is in the lead, just a week before the GOP primary. And he's exactly who Chuck Norris has now endorsed. While Strange came in second in the poll, Brooks, the other Trump loyalist, is quickly gaining ground. Chuck Norris said of Moore, "He's tough, tested and has a spine of steel." He went on, "The Washington establishment knows they won't be able to count on him, but Alabama voters can." Judge Moore has never backed down from standing for what is right, and that's exactly what he'll do in the U.S. Senate. That's why the Washington establishment is spending millions trying to defeat Judge Moore. There's a deep rift between Trump and establishment Republicans. And the Alabama election will be quite telling as far as who will succeed in that contest. If Chuck Norris, and the poll provided to Breitbart, are any indication, it is clear that the voters who elected Trump are still going strong in his support. If you agree with Chuck and would like to see him roundhouse McConnell, too, please share this and comment "I agree with Chuck." H/T SHE finally broke what Maxine Waters just let slip will doom the Democrats. If you are looking to find a powerful Democrats guaranteed to say something bad, hit, crazy, mad, Maxine Waters always manages to come through. This time, however, what she revealed on the morning radio show The Breakfast Club could literally spell the end of the Democrat Party. Maxine Waters wants to form a political party for African Americans. Now, this is not an overnight takeover she has in mind. According to her little plan, Maxine thinks that they should all just be Dems for now until they are strong enough to break off and make their own party. Maxine made it very clear that she wants to see more black people at the polls voting Dem before she is willing to pull the trigger on anything. Apparently, Hillary Clinton did not give her confidence in that realm. You have to show that you're willing and you're able to put the numbers together and exercise your influence. We still are not voting our influence yet. There are a few fundamental issues with her perfect little plan. 1. Not all African Americans share the same values. What is to stop the party from splitting into liberals and conservatives again? Another issue is, who will lead this party? If it is gonna be Maxine Waters, they're doomed before they even start. But hey, whatever gets her out of office is fine with us, right? Also, just a heads up to any African Americans reading this, the Republican Party welcomes you wholeheartedly despite the lies of the MSM. Share this around if you agree 100%. Right after Rahm Emanuel sued Trump's sanctuary city rule, Jeff Sessions ripped him to shreds with 4 cutting words. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel hit the Department of Justice with a lawsuit on Monday over the Dodge's recent threat to withhold federal money from sanctuary cities like Chicago. The Dodge has added a new requirement for cities to receive burn grants. The cities now must tell federal agents 48 hours before an illegal immigrant is released from jail. If Chicago complies, the city is set to receive $3.2 million in burn grants, which would be used to buy police vehicles. Fox News reports Emanuel said the new requirements were like blackmail and would prevent the city from being welcoming. Attorney General Jeff Sessions immediately slammed the lawsuit, saying in a statement, "This administration is committed to the rule of law and to enforcing the laws established by Congress." To a degree perhaps unsurpassed by any other jurisdiction, the political leadership of Chicago has chosen deliberately and intentionally to adopt a policy that obstructs this country's lawful immigration system. He continued, saying the mayor complains that the federal government's focus on enforcing the law would require a reordering of law enforcement practice in Chicago. But that's just what Chicago needs, a recommitment to the rule of law and to policies that roll back the culture of lawlessness that has beset the city. Nevertheless, Emanuel remains obstinate, saying, "Chicago will not let our police officers become political pawns in a debate. Chicago will not let our residents have their fundamental rights isolated and violated. And Chicago will never relinquish our status as a welcoming city." Welcoming city? Welcoming to who? Chicago has one of the worst crime rates in the country, and citizens are being terrorized by gangs every day. It is shocking that the mayor refuses to see that. Sessions has this one dead on. Chicago is in shambles. Emanuel's welcoming city plan isn't working, and law and order must be restored. The Trump administration does not want to stand by and be complicit in the crimes committed against innocent Chicagoans over Emanuel's fantasy. As Sessions concluded in his statement with three biting words: comply with the law, so it's this simple, comply with the law or forgo taxpayer dollars. Let's deliver this message to Rahm Emanuel personally by sharing 50,000 times. H/T Fox News. General Kelly got on TV recently, then everyone noticed what's wrong with his hands. The YouTube channel, Bombard's Body Language, thinks that General John Kelly knows who the White House leaker is. He likely cannot keep intel from him, according to this expert. Here is Bombard analyzing the body language that General Kelly uses to discuss the leaks from Chris Wallace last Sunday. Here is what the body language expert said: John Kelly was appointed head of DHS and now has taken over the White House. I like him. Pretty honest guy. The thing that everyone is worried about now are the leaks. I want you to watch the small segment, because there's not much on him. There you go. Leaked to the New York Times. This is talking about back in Manchester, the Manchester bombing. You see Kelly, he's playing with his fingers, listening to the question. As soon as we hear leaked, you get a pause, he sits up with his neck a little bit. He looks at him and engages instantly. He looks at his watch, if there's even a watch there. And that's how it's played all the way through. They know who the leaker is. They know who the leaker is. So if you know who the leaker is, you avoid giving sensitive information to that leaker. Problem solved if you can't get rid of them. Unless that person is in a position you cannot keep information from. But they know who it is. Share this if you think that President Trump needs to drop the hammer on these leakers. Get this out there, patriots, if you think it's time to clean house. Let's send our president a message. New report exposes Hillary and Obama's dirty Russia secret they were praying would stay buried. The whole investigation into President Trump's collusion with Russia is turning out to be one big joke. Any deal the Trump Organization made as many as 10 years ago could be up for review by special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. As Washington Times reports, however, not so long ago the Democrats were begging American entrepreneurs to work with Russians. In 2009, Hillary Clinton, serving as Secretary of State, stood next to Vladimir Putin himself and said, "We are committed to broadening and deepening ties between our two economies." Oh my God! Can you imagine if President Trump did something like that? It's actually not that weird for heads of states to want to be friendly and increase trade. When President Trump does it, however, the left will cry that he is Putin's puppet. The left also seems to forget about this video. Hillary Clinton also said, while Secretary of State, a United States delegation made up of executives from the information technology companies recently visited Russia to explore joint private sector-led initiatives in education, e-government and other fields. We're increasing partnerships between Russian and American universities. And there are growing interactions between American and Russian people. Basically, the Obama administration asked businessmen to work with Russia. They wanted to increase American trade and improve Russian relations. They probably had fair and reasonable reasons for wanting to do that. Why then, is the left in hysterics? Why is Mueller reviewing President Trump's business transactions in Russia, including, according to Bloomberg, his 2013 Miss Universe pageant, held in Moscow, and the sale of a house, located in Florida, to a Russian oligarch in 2008? This whole Mueller investigation stinks to high heaven, and it's just compounded by the fact that the Obama administration wanted Americans to do business in Russia. Nevertheless, when the investigation comes up with nothing, it will be that much sweeter. Too bad we would have wasted so much time and money to get there though. H/T Washington Times, Bloomberg. Sessions just claimed first blood with epic win against sanctuary cities. See which ones he took down. Whoop, there it is. According to the Washington Times, President Trump's crackdown on sanctuary cities is already producing some results. 10 counties were put on notice for not complying fully with Section 1373 of Title 8 of the U.S. Code, which states that local police must share immigration status information with federal immigration agents. If the counties do not comply, millions of dollars in federal grants could be withheld. 2 of those counties, Miami-Dade in Florida, and Clark County, Nevada, were just certified as compliant with Section 1373. The Justice Department sent them similar letters with that confirmation, saying to Clark County officials, "Based on the materials you have provided, we found no evidence that Clark County is currently out of compliance with Section 1373. As a reminder, complying with Section 1373 is an ongoing requirement that the Office of Justice Programs will continue to monitor. These 10 counties were originally identified by the Obama administration as potentially non-compliant. The Trump administration took that data and asked those counties to prove their compliance. Some counties said they were compliant, but were using loopholes to avoid honoring the full spirit of the law. Cook County, where Chicago is located, does not collect the immigration status of people they encounter, ergo they have nothing to give federal agents. Although some defiance remains, 2 counties is a great start. That's 2 more than there were before, and 2 more than there would have been under Hillary. It's an encouraging sign that, no matter what the media says, President Trump is moving forward with his agenda and making America great again. H/T The Washington Times.